Hey YouTube, it's me, Lena, and I was sitting around thinking, what's a good video that I could put up today? And then I remembered that I was actually tagged for something, which doesn't happen to me very often. I will definitely do any tag that I see, but to me, actually get tagged for something doesn't happen too often, which I do love when I get tagged for stuff, so please feel free to tag me for things. Anyways, blah, 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 blah. I was tagged by Amber F to do a how much does your face cost tag. I've actually done one of those before, and I will link it down below. So I still wanted to do something though, so I kind of altered it ever so slightly. And I decided to go with how much does it cost to replace my face. Now, why that is different is because when I did how much does my face cost, I couponed a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff for free because they were gifts at the time. So I wanted to go with, everything that I eventually buy to replace a lot of things, I wanted to kind of add all of those up and see what I came up with. And the numbers are quite a bit scarier than the other one. So, well, it's scarier to me. It might sound more reasonable to somebody else who winds up with like a $400 version of this. Mine is not that. It's not wretchedly far from it, but it is not that. So anyways, rather than rambling on and on and on, let's get started. I don't have all of these products. I will show you the ones that I do have, and a lot of the ones I don't have are very familiar YouTube products, so they are not, you could probably picture them in your head. And the ones that I don't have, I will try to leave links for down below just in case you don't know what they are. So if I leave anything off, just let me know. And I actually have to add something to this total because I totally forgot about eyebrows. And I like doing my eyebrows now, so I would have to add something. But I'll do that at the end. And if I forget, please let me know. You know what, let me just do that now. The thing that I would put on for my eyebrows is the e.l.f. Eyebrow Duo, which has the powder and the wax for $3. That is probably what I would get, because I have the Jordana Feppy Brow right now, which I really like, but it's just an eyebrow pencil, and I don't like this. It's the Maybelline Clear Gel. I don't like it. And I've been wanting to try that anyway, so that would be for my eyebrows. Anyways, let's do foundation first. I actually went and grabbed my empty bottle of it because I decanted it. It is the Revlon Color Stay Combination to Oily Skin. I would not get ivory, it's too light. I would probably go a shade darker. And that's another reason why I wanted to do this a little differently, is that I use two foundations right now to mix, but if I went and bought a new foundation, I would try to buy one in the right color. So like there are a couple of things that I use because I'm using my Project Pan, and I didn't want to have to throw in two foundations that both cost a lot of money. So like this, I looked most of these up on the Ulta website. So if I went to Walmart, I could probably get most of these a couple of dollars cheaper, but whatever. These are all based off of the Ulta website prices, except for the e.l.f. things because they don't sell e.l.f. And there's one thing that I can only get from Sephora, but it's actually not a super expensive thing. Anyways, this is $11.99. So there's that. The Revlon Photo Ready Concealer. Why didn't I pull this out? This is like the one thing that I forgot to pull out. Ugh. Anyways, this is the current concealer that I use right now. Actually, I have it in 003 Light Medium. I might go a shade lighter, but this works fine, so it probably just depends on my mood. And this is $9.99. And rather than my current powder, I would probably change to the Revlon Nearly Naked powder, because the powder I actually want to try next is the e.l.f. High Definition. This is in the shimmer one, which I don't want to use as an all-over-face powder. I want to use a translucent, but you can't take that anywhere. So if I was just going for one product, I would probably choose something like the Revlon Nearly Naked. That is $9.99. Next is bronzer on my list. I actually do have this one. It is the Revlon Hoola Bronzer. The Benefit Hoola Bronzer. There's going to be a lot of Benefit products on this list because I actually really do like Benefit. And I love this bronzer. I had to buy it just so I can freaking contour, but it actually, on me at least, does work really well. It's like just an all-over bronzing powder. Anyways, that is $28. Next, I went with the blush I used today, because I actually really like it, is the e.l.f. blush in Flushed. So like if I was just going for one kind of everyday blush, this is what I would go for. $2. Put this back where it belongs. For a primer, actually, I would buy the Benefit Professional. It's what I want to buy when I use up at least a couple more of my other primers. I did finish one of my primers, but I have others, so I don't want to buy it yet. But it is the primer that I eventually want to go to, that I actually really like. I had a sample of it and I loved it. So that is $31. Next is the Benefit Fake Up, which I had a sample of from the Sephora birthday gift last year, but I lost that. So I did really like that as a highlighter. I actually really struggled trying to pick out a highlighter because I like having a highlighter, but I'm not attached to any one highlighter. But I wanted to go with what I would probably initially be attracted to, and that would be the Benefit What's Up. And I didn't want to have to order from a bunch of different sites because I was replacing everything at once, which I have done, and it sucks. I would probably try to pick a lot of things from one website or one store. And I don't think the drugstore has a great selection of highlighters, and feel free to prove me wrong by telling me about some down below, but none of them catch my eye. I don't even know if I couldn't name you 5 drugstore highlighters either, so that's probably part of the reason why. But Benefit What's Up is what I would pick. That's $30. It's the one in the really weird packaging, where it's like purple and it has this little weird fake diamondy looking thing on one side. Anyways, okay, next I picked up mascara. I picked out mascara, which I have this. The L'Oreal Voluminous Butterfly Mascara. I do have other favorite mascaras, but this is probably what I would grab right now because it's what I'm currently loving. So $8.99. Let's see. For eyes, rather than picking out my current palette, I tried to pick out what I would go for like an everyday look. So I actually picked out the Naked 3 by Urban Decay. It does come with an eye brush. I just don't know where it is right now. It's somewhere on my desk. But it does match what I like to do for my eyes every day out of my Project Pan palette. And this is $54. It's the most expensive thing on my list. And it does come with an eyeshadow primer. That comes with 4 different little packets of eyeshadow primer, including my favorite Urban Decay one, which is Eden. And these little pods have a lot of stuff in them, so I wouldn't actually have to buy eyeshadow primer right away, so I actually didn't put it on my list. Another option, if I decided not to go the Naked 3 route, like I realized this after I made this list, was like there was another thing that I would totally put on here instead, depending on what I was in the mood for, and that is the Lorac Pro palette that I do really, really love. I haven't used it a lot yet, but I mean, I do have some marks and divots in it where I have used it a good bit, but I do really like this. I think you can get a multitude of looks in it, and then it has amazing matte shadows, which are kind of hard to find. But this is $42. I did not put it in my total, but, and this does come with the primer too. It comes with the Lorac primer. Comes with a little Lorac primer, behind the scenes eye primer. And y'all know, sample primers last forever, so either one of these would really work for this answer. But I went with, when I did my calculations, I did Naked 3. Let's see. Oh, for a base though, because I do need a base. And I picked out my base based on the Naked 3. I picked out the Ulta Color Coat Cream Eyeshadow in Rose Gold. And here is my actual pot. These things do not budge. At least this one doesn't. I've heard that the white one isn't as good, but I do love this one, so I would totally repurchase it for the Naked 3. That is $8. For an eyeliner, I would buy the Essence Gel Eyeliner from Ulta. Just a black eyeliner. I'm actually wearing it today. And it's one of those non-budging eyeliners that I really like. Oh, it's in 01 Midnight in Paris, if you want to know the exact name. That is $3.99. Now, before I go on to my lips, because I do have stuff listed for that, I basically listed, okay, what would be an everyday look for me? I put brushes on here. And one of the things I listed was the Real Techniques Core Collection, and it comes with this little folder that holds them too, but that's hidden off somewhere. It comes with the buffing brush that I use for blush, the contour brush that I use for my facial contour, this pointed foundation brush, which I haven't found a permanent use for yet. Sometimes I use it for, what is that? Highlighter. I totally went blank. Highlighter. Sometimes I use it for a highlighter, sometimes I use it for eye concealer, which I did not say, but I will say in a second. I've used it for kind of random things, and this is the delicate brush that, so far, the best use I've found for it is to put in inner corner highlights. But despite these two not having a huge use for me, I would totally rebuy the pack just for these two, because you can't get them otherwise. So that is $17.99. I would also buy mine is filthy, but it usually looks a lot better, the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush for foundation. It does work really well with the Revlon Color Stay. That is $8.99, and I totally forgot my eye concealer, which is I put the Benefit Fake up, because this is what I've been using lately, and I like it fine, and it's $24. I don't have the little tube. Actually, let me go get it, because I still have it. Okay, this is a miniature size of it, but it still looks basically the same, it's just bigger. Now I have to find it. Okay, I had to pick it up off the floor. Okay, Benefit Fake Up. It's, the big size is bigger, obviously, but I carved all of mine out and depotted it, because there's a ton in here. If you use this, even the big one, if you think you've gotten to the end, carve it all out. But this is $24, and sorry I'm out of breath. I had to go digging for it. And I just realized I forgot something else. I'll be right back. Okay, I realized that I forgot to put a setting spray on here as well. I actually really like the Urban Decay De-Slick, but I think the e.l.f. does the same thing. It's the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set with aloe, green tea, cucumber, and vitamins A, C, and E. I do not like the sprayer on this because it just shoots water at you rather than a fine mist. But as far as the actual product is concerned, I think it's just as good as this. So I would get this, which is $6. I'm sorry I'm out of breath. I had to go crawling around for stuff because I keep dropping things. Whew. Anyways, where am I? I think I'm finally on, I think I'm on brushes. I think I'm supposed to be on brushes anyway. Then I realized, oh, I forgot this. Oh, I forgot that. That almost makes me want to redo it, but I'm too lazy to refilm this. Anyways, I do also have eye brushes listed. Let's see. I have the e.l.f. Contour Brush for $3 because, well, why didn't you pick out the Real Techniques? Because these are just as good. Let's see. I have the eyeshadow brush for $1. Where's the other one? Here we go. And I have the small angled brush for $3. This is probably what I would use for my eyeliner because it's really good for it. So I might buy multiples of these, but just one of each right now one of each to start me off would be great. And I did not put an eyelash curler in this, but that mascara actually does not need one, at least for me. So I'm not going to bother trying to add that in. Anyways, those brushes together are $7. And finally, lip products. I picked out the Giordano Twist and Shine Moisturizing Balm Stain. This one is in Honey Love, and it's what I would pick out for every day. actually wearing it today under the lip gloss I'm about to tell you. And this is $2.99. And like I said, the one thing I would have to get from Sephora, it is the Bare Essentials Buxom Lip Gloss in Dolly. This is a full size. It is $19. This was gifted to me, but if I had to rebuy it, I would. So, altogether, how much is this? Well, now I have to add $9 to it. But the initial total that I came up with was $277.92. Add $9 to that for the e.l.f. eyebrow kit and the e.l.f. makeup mist and sets, and you would get $286.92. That would be how much my face cost in an ideal situation, where I had everything that I absolutely wanted in the color that I wanted. Now, like I said, some of these could be slightly substituted. The powder I picked out could be substituted for the e.l.f. one, but it's become bulky and I wanted to put in something that I could carry around. The Naked 3 could easily be replaced by the Lorac Pro, which would probably adjust my thingy right here. Like, I would probably buy the Jordana 12-hour eyeshadow stick in white. Just something that would go with everything. But, like, if I went with the Naked 3, that Ulta eyeshadow would go with everything. I'm out of breath, because I had to keep digging for stuff. Because I had to keep running around and grabbing stuff, because I'm not an organized person, even when I try. Like, I made a list. I totally did. And I left stuff off, and then I had to run and go grab stuff. Anyways, thank you for tuning into my rambling mess. I'm actually thinking about doing one of these with bath and hair products, actually, because that's stuff you would possibly have to replace too, or how much does all that stuff cost for me? And in that, I would include skincare. I did not include skincare in this. Anyways, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys later. Bye. I hope you enjoyed. Oh, and I tag everybody. I would tag some specific people down below, but if you do this, either the regular how much does my face cost, or if you adjust it to replace your face with optimal products like I did, let me know.